everybody, it's Rebecca here at Why Mermaids, and today I am doing the Jane Austen book tag. This tag was created by Janessa at Thoughts From Nowhere, who is amazing, and she loves Jane Austen, so she made this tag, and she also tagged me. I'm excited about it because I like Jane Austen. I've only ever read Pride and Prejudice, which is terrible of me, and I would really like to read the rest of her books. I just haven't done it yet, but I do really like Pride and Prejudice, so yeah. So anyway, I was excited to do this tag, but let's just get into it. Question 1 is for Sense and Sensibility, and it's a book with a dynamic sibling relationship. Now, anybody who has read these books or watched the shows knows that I'm being a little tongue-in-cheek when I say Cersei and Jaime Lannister from A Song of Ice and Fire. I'm not going into details about that because you just need to read the books / watch the show to get that one. Number 2 is for Pride and Prejudice, and it's a book that at first did not seem that interesting, but after you got into it, you ended up loving it. And I actually had a harder time thinking of my answer for this question, so I decided to go with Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I haven't really talked about this book too much lately, and so I felt like I really should bring it back. But also, I know that I almost didn't pick it up at the store. It was on the table of like the buy two, get one free table, and I was like, okay, well, I have some books, so I need a third one that's free. And so I decided to go with this one. It has a very short description on the back, and I was like, I don't know, it feels like something I've read before. So I was kind of iffy about it, but then I started reading it and I fell in love with it, and this was my favorite book that I read last year. Whenever I read this, basically it took over my life. So yes. And it matches my outfit today. I also just really like red and black. It's a great combination. Number 3 is for Emma, and it's a book in which two close friends fall in love. There are actually quite a lot of these. One of my favorite ever fan fictions was all about this. It was called It's Only Me, and it was by a girl named Fiction Lynn, and it was about Justin Timberlake and his best friend and how they fell in love. And I was obsessed with that story for some time. So anyway, I decided to go with One Day by David Nichols for this one, just because I don't know, I really liked this format of the book because it's one day every year that they come together and it's the story of this couple. And so there are other couples that I was thinking of, but I ultimately decided to go with this one. Number 4 is for Mansfield Park, and it's a book with a rags to riches storyline, and I decided to go with The Once and Future King by T.H. White, the story of King Arthur. Because King Arthur, for those of you who don't know, started out as a poor peasant boy before, being taken in by Merlin and pulling the sword from the stone and then becoming King frickin' Arthur. Number 5 is Persuasion, and it's a book about second chances. I decided to go with Night Film because he's kind of down on his luck a little bit, and then he kind of gets a second chance to come back to his life, I guess you could say. And I really liked it, and that Night Film is it's a very cool book, and I just wanted to mention it. I realized I haven't really, and I decided that this was the perfect question to do so. Boom. Kind of. Number 6 is for Northanger Abbey, and it's a book with an overly imaginative character. The first one that came to mind was Luna Lovegood, but you know my rule, and that's no mentioning of Harry Potter in tags because it would be too easy. So I decided to go with Matilda by Roald Dahl because it's Matilda, and Matilda is amazing, and I love her, and she is just so creative and imaginative and a really great inspiration for little girls everywhere. Well, that is it today for the Jane Austen book tag. I thank you again to Janessa for creating and tagging me in this tag. I enjoyed it. I do like Jane Austen, and this is just more of a kick in the pants that says, hey, you need to read these books. And by you, I mean me. It's like telling me I need to go and read them. So I'm gonna do that eventually. I'm gonna get on it. Anyway, I'm not gonna tag anybody. I'm kind of at this point. If you just want to tag, if you want to be tagged and do this tag, then do the tag. I tag you. I tag you. I tag you. Anyway, that is it for me today. I'll see you next time.